everybody, and welcome to another tutorial. So today I'm going to show you how to make this really cool Amorosa flower, and this is a seamless design. I figured out how to make it seamless, so there's no like slip knot band that's all hanging out in the back. You can pull on it. So I'm going to teach you how to make this today, and it was designed by Crafting with Cal on Instagram, so I'm going to bring up her profile really quick. So here's Crafting with Cal. She also has another account, Photography with Cal, or Photography by Cal. So anyway, this is her profile. She did kind of restart her account, but her pictures and edits are really nice, and her photos are definitely high quality, so I recommend checking out her account and giving her a follow for me. I will also have her name in the description box below, so make sure to check out her account, and I'm going to show you how to make this today. So to make this, you are going to need a hook or two. I'm using 2 hooks so that it's easier for me to show you how to do this. You're going to need 2 or 3 colors of bands. She showed me how to do it with 2, but I like to pattern mine just like I did in here, so I'm using 3. And I'm going to go ahead and get started because you don't need a C-clip or anything. So what you're going to want to do is we're going to make these petals first. Also, you might want to have a holding hook or something to put your petals on before you put them all into one. And so this is what my petals are going to look like once I'm finished. So we're going to take first our Caribbean green cap band, which is this pink cap band down here, and put it on your hook, and we're going to triple cap it like this. And by the way, this design is double banded except for the cap band and the very last band, so just so you know. You're going to take 2 of your next color. These are the plum bands from Michaels, but I think they've been discontinued. I just still have a bunch of them. But then you're going to pull this cap band onto these 2 bands, and then just put it back on your hook. Now what we're going to do is take 2 Caribbean green bands and pull through just this side, like this. And then you're going to take 2 more of your next color, and you're going to pull it through just this side here, put it back on, then take 2 of your Caribbean green bands, and pull it through just this side, and then the last one you will take 2 of these and pull it through just this side. So once you have your flower, or half a flower, it should look like this. And now comes the trickier part when you have to switch it over. It's very beneficial if you have another hook. Even if you don't have a crochet hook, you can always just slip knot these bands with a color you're not using, so that you have room. And now what we're going to do is repeat this on the other side. So it's going to be a little bit crowded, especially if you have a hook like me. I do not yet have a double-ended crochet hook, and I only have 1 regular crochet hook, so this I'm using to hold my petals, so I have to use my rainbow loom hooks, but hopefully I'm getting another one tomorrow or something. So anyway, you're going to take 2 of your Caribbean green bands and pull through those plum bands that are on the other side. Then take 2 of your plum bands and pull it through this first Caribbean green set. Now take 2 of your Caribbean green and pull it through the first plum set. And then lastly, taking your plum bands and pulling it through the first 2 Caribbean green loops. And once you have that, your flower is going to look like this. It's going to be pretty crowded. So what you're going to want to do is take 2 of your white bands, which is the center. By the way, the plum is the purple in this bracelet, and then the burgundy in this bracelet is what I'm using white for. So I like to put my bands on my hook like this, and I'm going to pull through every single loop, if I can get this one over. These plum bands are a little bit difficult to work with, but they're really pretty. And you're going to pull through everything except these last 2 here. Okay, so you're going to have this, and then on the other side you're just going to pick up these 2 first bands. You can also pull these off and hold them if you like. So this is what it's going to look like. You can always pull on your petals and adjust them so that the flower petal part is in order. So then what you're going to do is take 2 more of your white bands, and you're going to pull it through this part and this first white part. So pull it through those 2. Now here's the part when you can switch it around on your hook or just keep it on the hook. I'll switch it around so you guys can see it better and understand better, but usually I just leave it on the hook. So you're going to take 2 more of your white bands, and you're going to pull it through this part and this other part, white part. So once you have that, it should look like this, and this is the end of your petal. So I'm going to go ahead and put this petal on my holding hook, and I now have one more petal to do, which I will go through with you guys again in case you did not get it the first time, but then you will need to make 2 or 3 or 4 more petals, depending on how big you want your flower to be. I think one band, just a regular band, will only hold 4 petals, so you might want to take a band and draw through the other ends, like draw through this end and this end like this, if you are doing a 5 or 6 petal bracelet, or not bracelet, sorry, if you're doing a 5 or 6 petal flower. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you one more time how to do the petal, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to finish it off and then seal it so that it's like perfect and it's not showing anything. So anyway, I'm going to cap my Caribbean green band 3 times, so you see 3 loops. Pull through 2 of my plum bands onto that Caribbean green cap band. Then for this side, I'm going to take 2 of my Caribbean green and pull it through 1, then take my plum, 2 of them. This is going to be step 2, and again 2 of my Caribbean green bands, pull through the first one, that's 3, and then taking my last set of plum bands, pulling it through the first 2 Caribbean green bands, that's step 4. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab my other hook and transfer everything through onto my other hook so that I have this other side here. And I'm going to repeat this on the other side. So taking 2 Caribbean green bands, pulling through the first 2 plum, I call that step 1. Then this band is actually really thin. I'm pulling the 2 plum bands through this Caribbean green band. This is step 2. Then 2 more Caribbean green bands, step 3, and 2 more plum bands will be step 4. And once you reach step 4, that's your signal to go ahead and take your white bands, if you've done both sides, and go ahead and pull through all of the bands onto your hook. Oops, trying to get this Caribbean green band over, it's not working, except for these last 2 bands here. So once you've done that, just hold on to this white band here and pull back through the first 2, and then reattach the white and make sure that the plum bands are on the outside. Lastly, you're going to take, or not lastly, but you're going to take 2 more white and pull it through the first 2, or the first half loops, and then pull, and I'm going to do this the other way. I just like to pull mine through all of the loops and then put these first white bands back on my hook. Oops. And then adjust it. And the problem with that is that some of the bands pop off, but after this, now what you're going to do is go ahead and transfer this onto your hook. Take one last band, I like to stretch it out a little bit, and you're just going to pull all of these bands onto your single band. This is why it really helps to have a crochet hook, because you can just pull it all on at once. I like to hold this end with my finger and the other end on my hook. And then you're going to attach both ends back through onto your hook. Then what you have to do is create a slip knot out of this, so you have both ends. You're going to take this end and pull it over the first one. And it's a little bit difficult because the band is so tight, but once you have it pulled over, go ahead and pull that a little bit. And then keep hold of this white band, because this is the part we're going to make seamless. So I'm going to go ahead and put this through my finger. And all you have to do is pull it through these 2 or these 2 petals. So put this petal through the white band. Oops, sorry. So pull it through, and then go ahead and pull the second one through as well. And then you can release it, and this is what it will look like. So you can always adjust these petals later. I was just going to kind of get the gist of it down, and then that's it. So, thank you for watching, and make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have Crafting with Cal's name in the description box below, so definitely make sure to check out her account on Instagram, give her a follow for me, and then that's going to be it. So, I hope to see you next time.